Hello everyone. I wanted to make a short video talking about all of the ways that I would recommend for people to improve at Apex Legends. I also want to talk a little bit about how I went about improving at the game, how I went from being hardstuck diamond to being a top Apex Predator in basically one season. And in the meantime, I'll be fighting for my life, so it should be fun. So I want to get the story out of the way of what I did early, and maybe you can draw some good info from that about it. So basically how I improved the game was I was hardstuck diamond, and then I was like, you know what? I'm tired of dying. I'm tired of losing. So I went to an LFG Discord. I typed in Apex LFG. Yep, I typed in Apex LFG and joined one and found 2 people to play with, and I played with them. Didn't like them, and then I played with 2 more people and 2 more people and 2 more people until I found 2 people that were as dedicated as I was. They had good work ethic. They took accountability. They didn't scream when they died. They realized that their own failures were due to no one's fault but their own. And then I played with them a bunch. We played together a bunch. We got the masters, got to like low masters. And then I found the group that I ended up playing with all the way to top pred. I found my friend Blur and my friend Hims. And we played together every day, 8 hours, 10 hours. And we woke up and we played Apex until we went to sleep, basically. Obviously, we'd have some chores here and there stuff to do, but for the most part, we'd play every day for 8 hours, and we all held each other accountable. Nobody flamed each other. No one hated each other. Everyone realized, like I said, that their own shortcomings are no one's mistake but your own. No one's fault but your own. And we played together, and we slowly improved. And where we obviously, you know, was I as good as I am now? Nowhere close, but with some good work ethic and some dedication, we made it to top pred. So what would I do if I was going to do it all over again? Obviously, I wouldn't do it the same way depending on my situation or whatever, but what would I recommend to other people from my own experiences? Well, I think the most important thing you're trying to improve is realizing that it is not a sprint. It is a marathon. You're going to have days where you play horrible. You're going to have days where you play like a god. And there's going to be days where you play way worse than you did the week before. But you need to realize that long-term improvement is the ultimate goal. And if you fail in the short term, it's fine. Please kill that guy. Thank you. Let's go. If you fail in the short term, it's fine. So what I would recommend is obviously playing the game as much as possible. And I know a lot of people will say, well, so I don't have time, like I have a job, full-time job, or, you know, I have whatever. And obviously there are valid reasons for stuff like that. But I do want to give the example of a player named Wattson, who had a full-time job. I think he worked more than full-time. He'd come home from work. He'd go to the gym, and he'd play Apex scrims until like 3, 4 in the morning, and then he would wake up and go to work on 3 hours of sleep. And he did that for a very long time, and he ended up playing, being very good, winning a LAN, being very good. So he made the time. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend sacrificing sleep if you can avoid it. I was unemployed. I was 18. But just because you have responsibilities doesn't mean it's not possible. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more difficult, but it's still possible to improve, or at least improve to a level that you're happy with. Obviously, winning a LAN is a pretty high goal, but he did do it. So what I would recommend and what I would do if I was starting from zero is I would LFG until I found 2 people that I thought had similar mindset to me, right? Like I vibe with them, and there's LFG Discords, all kinds of places to find teammates. You just have to actively look. You have to, you know, they're not just going to come to you. You got to go look. So I would play, and I would LFG until I found 2 people that were willing to play with me for long periods of time. And obviously, it's going to take quite a bit of searching, but they're out there. I'd play as long as I can, and then I would make sure I would never sacrifice anything for sleep. I'd make sure I got as much sleep as possible. Having the highest quality sleep is one of the most important things for your brain, and this is a brain game. Your reflexes don't really matter that much, I don't think. I think you know, if you think you have slow reflexes or you're not physically goated, I think it's a mental game. Like I think sleep is most important. I'd eat and drink early in the day, so I wouldn't wake up to pee, wouldn't wake up to use the bathroom. I'd just get 8 hours, 9, 10, I'd do no alarm if I could. Just best sleep possible. Do sleep research. on your own, because go sleep as you can. I would never sacrifice sleep for anything if it was possible. And then, like I said, I'd play as much as I could and hold each other accountable. If your teammates mess up, don't be afraid to tell them that they messed up. If you messed up, you should expect them to tell you you messed up. If your teammates aren't telling you what you did wrong, don't play with them. Don't play with people that don't want to improve even the smallest things. Even things as fast as looting faster while you're like clicking faster in the box. Even small things like that seem very incidental, like very small, add up over time. The best players aren't the best because they're good at one thing. They're the best because they're good at a bunch of things. You know what I'm saying? There are tons of players I see and that I play against that are like, they have like really good aim, for example, but then they suck at everything else. You know, it's like it's a jack of all trades kind of thing, right? So any little thing you think you can, like even things you think you can improve, try to improve them. Don't just like give up. I'm in a bad spot here. Okay, I need to focus on surviving right now. So I think the most important thing is if you want to do, you should do training outside of Apex that you think will help you improve at Apex. So for example, like aim training, for example, every single person watching this video, your aim can improve. I promise, mine can improve. And the best way to do that, whether you're playing on MK or controller, I've done a bunch of stuff. I guess I'll say this first. The reason I think aim training is the most important is because no matter how bad of a position you're in, no matter how stupid of a push you just made, no matter how dumb your teammates are, if you hit more bullets than the enemy, you will win. You hit more headshots, you hit them fast, you shoot them first, you will win. That's how this game works. So aim training, I think, is the most important thing you can do. The aim trainer I would recommend the most of all the things I've tried Kovacs, I've tried Aim Labs, I've tried R5, I used to play a lot of Overwatch, played Cassidy and Soldier 76. The number one thing I would recommend is that you play hella on Marvel Rivals. I think that is the best aim trainer I've found. A lot of people laugh at me when I say that, but I've played hundreds of hours of different things trying to aim train, and my aim has never felt better than when I was doing that. And then after I was doing that, I came back to Apex. It is very engaging. That is one of the things that other games like Kovacs and Aim Labs don't have. They're not engaging. If you're engaged, you're way more willing to learn. I think it's very engaging. I think there's a large variety of different size hitboxes, things like that. Different size characters, moving at different speeds, different angles, different trajectories. I think it's the best aim trainer. If you want to improve, if you need something to improve, or you don't know what to do better, you can always get better aim. It will always bail you out of bad situations. As for game sense, that comes down to simply just holding each other accountable. Like I said, hey man, probably don't want to run in 1v3 and die. Obviously don't say it passive aggressive. But hold humans accountable. Obviously I can't tell you guys like, hey, you know, in this situation you want to push, or stuff like that. Everything's too niche, so many different situations. But accountability is huge. And like I said, overall I'd play as much as possible. I would aim train until I got to the level I was comfortable at. Truthfully, I should still be aim training right now. I'm just lazy and don't do it. But aim training is huge. It's the best thing you can do. This Ash with the wingman is goated, bro. This guy is goated. So yeah, that's what I would do. Basically, play as much as possible. Play hella Marvel Rivals. Watch people that are better than you. Obviously, I'm selling myself here because, you know, people watch me to improve a lot of time. But watch people that are better than you. Figure out what they're doing wrong, and always be thinking. Don't just think because, you know, don't have an ego. Realize that you suck. I suck. Stay humble. GG, you're better than how? See? Proof. Take my advice. 8 weeks and I'm better than the best player in the world. Accountability, aim train, play as much as possible, get good sleep, take care of your body so you can be in the best mental space possible. And yeah, that's what I'd recommend. A little short, maybe not what you wanted to hear, but it's the truth.